Now, this hour, authorities in Nelson Mandela Bay Metro have confirmed that 4 farm dwellings have been razed by the fire in the Stadens Gorge just outside Port Elizabeth, but no lives were lost. Firefighters and teams that are fighting the blaze in that area. Earlier today, it also threatened to engulf Woodridge School. The pupils have been evacuated. The N2 highway in the Stadens region near Port Elizabeth is open to traffic once again. The massive veld fire forced authorities to close the highway earlier today, and motorists are implored to slow down in low visibility. A number of fires are burning in other parts of the metro, but these are under control at the moment. And now our reporter Janine Lee is still in the Woodridge area in Port Elizabeth, from where she joins us live. Janine, good to chat to you once again, but what is the situation there this hour?
It's not good at all. Since I last spoke to you, I cannot explain how much the wind has picked up. If you can just look at the speed that the wind is blowing, that is dust, that is smoke, and that is gale force winds, which are making conditions extremely difficult. I'm here at the intersection about 1 kilometer away from the N2. I'm going to ask Kabani, who's on camera, if he can just take his camera that side. You can have a look. These are water tanks. So what is happening is all the smaller buckies that have got tanks on the back, they're coming to this particular point, and they're filling up with water. You can see those guys over there. They're filling up their small tank, and those buckies will go into the harder to access areas. But in the last hour, the wind is gusting. I must say, I've been reporting for 21 years, and this is one of the most difficult conditions that I've ever experienced out in the field. You're looking at these tanks. As you alluded to earlier, luckily that Woodridge School was saved earlier this morning. The wind was not blowing as much. I'm going to ask Kabani on camera just to move a little bit with me. So Woodridge School was saved. You said that the N2 had been opened. I've just heard that the N2 is closed again, and you can understand that the fire is picking up in all areas where it was previously out as a result of the wind that's coming through so fast. I'm just going to chat to this gentleman. He's been here all morning. Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's your water tanker over there. Right. Can you just explain the process and what's been happening here and how the whole thing is working?
We are stationed here for supplying the water for the bucky units to fight the fire inside in the areas where we can't reach.
Now, you've been here for quite a long time. Talk to me about the conditions a little earlier today and how they are now.
It's a bit worse now than earlier. The wind is picking up and it's going to hectic. The fire jumped the N2 as well as the road just above here, and the firefighters is busy there as well at the moment.
Okay, and how long are you going to stay here for?
Till it's finished.
Well, let's hope that sooner than later. You can see the gentleman's truck there with his water tanks on the top. I'm going to ask Kabani on camera just to maybe put his camera up so you can maybe just have a look at the wind and how hard it is blowing. I'm going to make his job really, really, really difficult now. Kabani, if you can just turn around to behind you so the viewers can get an idea of the smoke that is in the distance. This area was clear some 25 minutes ago, and now you can see the smoke blowing. When the smoke is slightly browner, that means that there are flames, and when the smoke is white, that means that the fires have been extinguished. But this particular area is a hive of activity. We're being asked to get out the way. Kabani, this guy needs to fill up a water tank. Kabani, if you can just spin round, you can see the guys there. This is how it works. They will come in. You can see people are using their suburban cars. They don't have to be off-road. Every single little bit helps. So it's extremely tough. We've heard from the weather office in Port Elizabeth that the winds are gusting up to 80 kilometers an hour, but being here on the ground feels much, much harder. And I'm concerned looking out where the viewers can actually see now. You can see that the smoke has got slightly darker in that area, And that means one thing, that the fires have started up in these areas again. These guys have been working for the last 3 days. They've been working 24/7, and they're doing a fantastic job, because what happens is the guys that you are seeing now that are filling up their tanks, they are the guys that get to the hot spots and get to the flare-ups first. And what they do is, to the best of their ability, they put the fire out there and then. And then they leave it for the proper authorities, the fire department, to come through maybe with their bigger water tankers and put it out even further. But they are the first responders, and they really need to be commended, because many of these people have given up their weekend, given up their time. They're driving out their own petrol, and they've come together as a community. This area was burning already when the Nelson fires were burning, but there was so much focus on the Nelson fires that this was eclipsed to a point somewhat. And now the focus is here. I know in the Nelson Mandela Metro, those guys are also struggling with fires along Marine Drive, on Victoria Drive, and in the Sacramento Reserve, the fires are burning hard and fast. We've spoken to a representative from the SPCA. I see she's left. We know that people have rescued animals from the Woodridge side and from the N2 side, but this road that you see down here where the water tanker is blocking, the people that have rescued animals, dogs, cats, livestock, they are stuck on the other side of that. They are stuck on the other side of that road with animals in their vehicles, in the back of their buckies, and the SPCA, which is situated in Utenay, which is that way, they can't get through at all. So they're stuck on the N2, they can't get through. We haven't heard of any injuries or any loss of life, which at this point is a good thing, but with the wind blowing like this, it's going to be a long and hard night for firemen, volunteers, and the community that have come together and are trying to fight these wildfires that are here in Port Elizabeth, Van Stadens area, and the surrounding areas. From us here, just off the N2, which I must say has been closed again, it's back to you, Johannesburg.
All right, many thanks to our reporter there, Janine Lee, really struggling, and some incredible scenes in the Woodridge area of Port Elizabeth. But many thanks to our reporter, Janine Lee, and of course we will be going back to her later in this bulletin.